welcome to another episode of this amazing show, The Break, the only show that builds basketball one break at a time. I'm not rolling alone. My main man Q is back from Dakar.
I am back. You
We're
know,
going to talk about your experiences.
we have to chat about
Welcome
my
back.
experiences. Merci, bonsoir, and all of that. But
Hey,
we're
it's
definitely
French.
going to have. You know how I do. I'm a universal man, and
I love that thing that was going on there.
the BA was something amazing, and I hope to unpack quite a bit. I hope I can capture some of it, but something else altogether, man. Amazing.
Love it. And also our beautiful, amazing chairperson of the Johannesburg Basketball Association, and obviously leads to the league. And he's a coach, and he is everything basketball. My man.
Wow. Thank you. Before I say anything, I want to tell you guys, JBA is real. And we're here to make development into reality. Thank you.
I like that intro.
In fact, that is exactly why we have this show. So we have people like you to come and tell us exactly what's going on in the world of basketball. And hey, this lifestyle ain't gonna be nothing. This show is nothing without the lifestyle. We got the sneaker corner, we got the lifestyle, we got what is going on here. Look at this. What do you say to this, my man?
Let me tell you, 1 2 1 2. What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Sensei Juice, Mogul Juice, all day, all night. We're looking forward to another great show, man. A lot of basketball to unpack. Excited about our guy coming back. But listen, looking forward to another beautiful show.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a really, really packed show. We're going to talk about the NBA, what's going on in the NBA. Every team is running out to try and make it into the playoffs. We're going to find out what the injuries are looking like. And, of course, the BAL, my man Q, he's going to break it down, what happened in the Sahara Conference. And we're about to go to the
Cairo.
Nile Conference, which is going to be in Cairo, Egypt. I might be going there, but
Even
of
me.
course, it don't matter what happens out there if we don't talk about what's going on locally. And my man Tao will be taking us through all of that. And of course, the battle of the old school. We got Ewing right there. We got the Feelers right there. And you talked something about my man Grand Hill. What did you say again?
I just want to know if something has changed because I know tradition.
Hey,
And
man.
I ain't trying to steal the host.
Hey, man.
Steam.
Hey, man.
And I'm
Let me
about
tell you- let me
tradition.
Hey, man.
Let me tell you why I didn't go to tradition that quickly, because obviously I'm playing a game later on. So if
Nah,
I ain't drinking, no one is drinking. No, I'm kidding. Let's go.
Get the sin, guys.
To the drinks.
This is how we know we have welcomed our lovely guest, and we know that Q is going to do the honors. And before we start the show, the tradition is to break, not the bread, but break.
Please pass me the tonic
What
water.
in the Bible they will call the wine, and the wine could be in many different
Excuse my
ways.
lifestyle.
Ghetto.
I don't know who would like some
Ghetto.
tonic. Would you like some tonic?
He says he doesn't want to poison his
Thank
blood,
you,
so
thank
he's
you,
gonna
thank you.
do it
Juice, would you like some
He
tonic?
likes
Please,
it raw.
sir. Yeah. Merci.
That's for you over there. And then excuse my lifestyle again.
They call it pink on pink, not black on black on
No,
black.
Oh, there you go,
see,
there you
I
go.
told you, excuse my lifestyle.
He's covered.
Covered. He's experiential.
So while we're waiting for Q to do that, shout out to Cruz. You happened to make the show. So
Wow,
if
thank
watch
you,
this,
Q. Thank
should
you so much.
Bring a few. Maybe we'll have more Cruz on the show.
Salute.
Gentlemen, Tao, you're welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the break.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Juice.
Welcome.
Thank you,
Let's get it
everyone.
on.
Holding it down while this man was away.
Salute.
Let's do
Salute.
this thing.
Cheers, guys.
Wow,
Mhm.
juice.
Kampai. Sensei,
Telling you,
kampai.
man. I'm telling you, come by. Asu.
Kampai,
Asu.
also.
I'm telling you,
Without
man.
further
JBL
ado,
is real.
because if we start talking drinking, we'll never finish the show. Q, give it to me, man. How was
As stepped a notch up. There were no blowouts, bar one game. The rest of the games were highly competitive. The teams actually signed guys that fit their systems for the large part. The coaches might not have had a lot of time with their players, which is the one thing that was a central theme throughout with the different coaches, but it didn't really reflect on the floor because there was some synergy between the foreign and the local contingent. The coaches did kind of leverage. I think one feature of the play throughout that tournament was, or I could call it tournament, throughout the league or the conference was the fact that some of the guards and the bigs got a lot of heavy minutes, and you saw that, right, with I can give you names: Chris Crawford, Terrell Stoglin. He was the lead scorer, right, from ASL. He averaged 39.2 minutes, right. So he didn't get off the floor at all, and he led the entire Sahara Conference in scoring. Chris Crawford was the starting point guard for Slack. He played 38 minutes throughout the whole tournament. So these guys played heavy minutes. Their legs were burdened. You saw it actually with Atar Majok, so from US Monastir. Towards the end of the tournament, or towards the end of the conference, he was finished. He couldn't play anymore. And that's something that I think will be a feature as we go into the Nile conference as well. I think you're going to see the contracted foreign players or contracted inter-African players as well play heavy minutes, get out there, and the quality of your signings and the fit to your team is probably going to make the biggest difference. I felt sorry for Ferroviario de Beira. I thought they played with a lot of high character. They met teams on good days when things actually clicked. That performance by Reg was something else.
Yes.
Altogether, the Rwanda Energy Group, they shot 23s at about 50%. It's crazy, 20 for 39. You don't see that every day. That's just the
level of basketball is amazing, man. I mean, 20 for 39, it's the kind of stuff that you don't even see in some of the teams in the NBA.
You don't. And then you talk about the battles in the paint. You got some high quality bigs in terms of Christopher Obekpa, and I mentioned Atar Majok. Obekpa and Majok both average 4 blocks a game. But you saw it. You get in the paint and you half a step ahead of them. They're back. There's a chase down, whether it's a straight block. You just don't get an easy score in the paint. And then watching them match up, trying to get all of that out and trying to encompass all of that experience in all of 15 games. We did 15 games. It was crazy, right? And
lovely. I like it. And top 4 teams that came out on top.
Top 4 teams. So Rwanda Energy Group ended up on top. That was a surprise. US Monastir were obviously Monastir.
They went to the finals last year.
The runners up. So
Egypt,
the expectation for them was to go 5-0. It didn't quite work out that way for them. Slack narrowly. So that's the Seydou Legacy Athletic Club from Conakry in Guinea. They kind of just crept in because they picked up 2 wins against the important teams, against the Dakar University Club, which is Duke, and Ferroviario de Beira. But they are nice. They have 4 players that have got G League experience, and you see them when they play on the floor. They don't distribute. Their coach doesn't go too heavy into rotation. He probably uses a 7-man rotation, 8 men if he really has to. They're a surprise package. You need to look out for them. And then the last team to get in there is ASL, and ASL are dangerous. They have Coach Liz Mills, who everybody's spoken about, as the first woman coach to take part.
We covered that in our last show, 2 shows ago.
To take control of a North African team. The significance is not only a basketball African league team, but North African team. And I think it's a fair reflection. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they cross pool, to see which 4 teams come out of the Nile conference.
And as we look forward to the Nile conference, ladies and gentlemen, we know our very own Cape Town Tigers are going to be playing there. It's starting early in the month of April. What are your predictions when it comes to that?
No predictions. Don't start this game. I'm not about that life.
Say expectations.
Juice already said this thing. And I've said it again. The roster determines expectations, and we've seen some nice signings. But until the Basketball Africa League actually confirm the rosters, I will be steering clear of anything. And don't talk about patriotism. Don't talk about I want to hear your expertise.
I like this one.
So Juice, since he doesn't want to talk about that, do you think Cape Town Tigers are prepared? Okay, they are the boring ones.
The guys are scared to be wrong.
I'm not scared to be wrong.
Being scared to be wrong. There's no need to be scared to be wrong. You can choose to become a fan.
That's right.
Yes, and you don't have to be analytic about anything. Once you're a fan, you're a fan. You can choose to support your team while your back is at it, and you push it. You push it, because that's how we're going to do it in JBA.
You can do that as the chairperson of JBA. Me as a journalist.
Absolutely.
I think let's choose to be fans. Wherever else, let's be fans.
Let's do that. Juice, tell me about the NBA, man. What's going on there?
Post All-Star weekend, it is the business end of the league. Now everyone is pushing for the playoffs to make the playoff run, and we mentioned it a bit last week. We're seeing a few high-scoring games by some of the superstars. Carl Anthony Towers the other day scored 60. The next day, Kyrie scored 60 as well. The other day, LeBron was back in Cleveland with the Lakers with a nice triple-double display there. But more than anything, right now, the intensity of the league is starting to get into that playoff mood where now everyone is like, okay, you know what? Now we know either we've secured our place or we're still fighting for our spot. You've got teams that are in the fighting for the play-in position as well. The other day, the Pelicans surpassed the Lakers for 9th in the West. So you got teams now that are making that run.
But that was the other day. That's changed.
That was the other day. Things are changing each and every other day right now.
What are your surprise teams? I mean, like, I saw the Cavs are also, without really big stars other than the rookie.
You have to especially appreciate the Cavs.
Yeah.
You have to appreciate them.
Any other surprise teams?
The only real surprise, I guess, would be the Grizzlies. No one expected them to do as well as they've done so far, especially with their young core. But they play some really great basketball, their brand of basketball. They should not be as high as they are in the West at all. But that being said, we'll see how they hold up. They are going to be tested in the playoffs.
I think they're quite a threat now, the Grizzlies, because now they're the second best team in the West, and I don't see them coming out from there. I mean, from that spot. They might be just going better.
A quick one before we go to break. 2 teams coming out of the West. 2 teams coming out of the West.
Why is it you and
He likes coming out.
Because you want
He likes coming out.
You know,
This
he's
one.
one man somewhere. You're trying to extract my knowledge, but
Can crew please help here because
okay, fine, whatever, man.
Me, I'll still be a fan.
I'm trying to have a show here.
I'll still be a fan. I'll still be a fan. I'm not scared to be wrong. I'm going with GSW as the other team and the Suns. And the Suns.
Golden State out of the West, out of the East.
Man, out of the East. Ooh, that's
No,
tough.
West and East. You give both since you added.
Sure.
You know.
You can have 2 if you want out of the West and 2 out of the East.
Yeah,
One out of the
my
East,
conference finals in the West is Suns and GSW.
Suns and GSW, right?
I'd like to give the champions a bit of a bit of respect.
Okay.
So
the Bucks.
up until someone kicks them out, the Bucks are coming out of the East.
Okay, and the
With
and the West.
And the West, wow. Between the Jazz and the Suns.
Okay.
Between the Jazz and the Suns.
All right, fine. I'm like Juice. I like what Milwaukee are doing. I like the fact that Brook Lopez is back, and so I'm going to go with them coming out of the East. And coming out of the West, I'm really going to do this because I can. The Lakers.
But with the Bucks,
My heart
I'm
is
scared
happy.
of the
My heart is
76ers.
happy.
Yeah, give me your YouTube.
The good thing about being the host is you don't even have to.
Oh
to
my
ask
goodness
them.
gracious.
Ladies and
He
gentlemen,
just pulled
we're
that
gonna stop
card.
right here. We're going to go out to a break. We'll be right back.
He pulled the host card.
He did.
Imagine.
Taurai, Kataru. That's how
No,
you say that
not
one.
Kata. You see, Takarupiwa. Let me help you.
Thank you,
He
Chiu.
said,
Thank
say
you
it
so.
slowly, so it sounds sexy. This
It must only sound real because we're talking about reality here.
Reality.
JBA is real.
And you were practicing so hard.
This is the man that we have as our guest today, and what an honor! And thank you very much for coming all the way from
Other side of the world.
the vow
Yes.
to come here and bless us with your presence. Welcome, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
The
much.
reason why you're here is for us to talk about the fact that you are the chairperson of Joburg Basketball Association, which organizes the Joburg Basketball League, which basically had the top team that was competing and almost beat the Cape Town Tigers that are currently now playing in the BAL. That's got to say something about this league that you're heading. What do you have to say about that?
First thing first.
JBA is real. It's real.
It is real. That's why
That's
we
where you
have
were
our
gonna go.
teams.
You know, he spoiled you.
Hey, I had to just come in there.
This is not how hosts do.
Ah, man.
He stole it. He
Can we
stole it.
please get a proper one from you because it's the only way. it works.
JBA is real.
That's right.
And definitely, we still want to keep on having our teams to participate in the club championships. I won't talk much about BAL because that's not my
They call it the BAL. They don't want. They
Oh,
don't like
okay.
it when we say BAL.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
BAL, Basketball Africa League.
Thank
Ooh.
you.
Basketball Africa League.
Yeah, every day you must know more than you know yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you said you're not afraid to be wrong.
No, we're not. As long as we have our clubs participating in the club championships, and we would really want them to come out tops, we would have wanted one of our clubs to be the ones representing us, but it's still good. Whoever is there is there because they are there on merit. So it speaks about our basketball development program, or at least our hyped competition in our district.
Let me ask you this one thing. Now, everybody talks about where basketball is in South Africa and where it should be and where it should go and all of that, but no one wants to be in that seat. What made you want to be in this seat, and what it is that you find challenging, and what is it that you find exciting about being the head of one of the top associations and leagues in South Africa?
Wow, what a question.
That's a great question. I like it.
Man,
That's nice.
what's in his
It
drink?
gives me a chance to explain myself also. Two things. One, I've been part of the inaugural committee when we started JBA in 2017. And it is from there that I was learning and coming up. And my desire has been that we set up things in such a way that we have a legacy, we have a dynasty set up, right? Which, as a basketball family, not just as an individual or as a club or as what, but as the whole of the district, we set up things that whoever comes up after us should find it smooth. There should be a smooth handover, takeover. And the reason why we have that mantra in JBA to say that for the clubs, by the clubs, is such that we involve all the clubs in whatever decision that we make, so that whoever then takes up or takes over, they know where we're coming from, because they've always been involved. And then, like I said, two main things. And then the second thing, which to me is the most important thing, is the issue of development. Remember, we are a district league, we are grassroots, right? As grassroots, we must go out. That's our mandate, to go out to bring consciousness and awareness of basketball, of the sport, in the entire constituents of Johannesburg district. So it is one of the main things that I actually want to establish, where we actually don't just talk about JBA, right? But we want to talk of what's under JBA, which is actually our regions, because in Johannesburg we have got 7 regions. And it is in those regions that we need to establish regional federations, right? And then these regional federations are the ones who are supposed to go out and then capture talent for us, scout talent for us, do the clinics, and with support from JBA. So we really want to go as far down to each doorstep.
Go ahead.
So two things. So you talk about 7 regions. So we are talking Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, West Rand Basketball Association, Sebokeng. I'm just trying to get an idea of, is that how we're breaking it down? Because where does the Johannesburg region then stop? Just so that we have some
I
clarity.
think you're talking about
All right.
not districts. He's talking about districts.
No, I just think it's
No, it's a good question. So that if Q is asking it this way, it means that there are other people also who might be asking it that way, or who are not even aware of the setup. So we have a provincial setup, right? And our province is Gauteng. So in Gauteng, we have got 5 districts,
Yes.
which are the ones that Q has mentioned. So we have got Sedibeng, West Rand, Tshwane, Ekurhuleni, and Johannesburg. All right? West Rand. All right. We will have to talk to them, because the way they write on their letterheads and stuff,
Is the West
that
Rand.
is fine. Yeah. But I hope they will take the correction.
So if they call it Eastern, okay.
No, that's fine. So then each district has got its own
Regions.
Regions. So apparently, I will talk about our district, which is Johannesburg. And so in Johannesburg, we have got 7 regions, right? It's a metropolitan thing. So in our districts, the 7 regions are named from region A to F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I think I'm correct.
Yes.
G is the 7th. All right. So we have got these 7 regions.
How strong
So
is that tonic water then?
no, mixing alphabets and numbers.
That's
is-
right.
is a
Okay.
problem.
Go to Roman if you want.
Wow.
Right.
No, it's all good. So the regions that we have, right? For example, we have region A, which takes care of Midrand all the way to Ivory Park, Ebony Park,
We are in
right?
region-
Just here you're in region D, I suppose.
No, but
I
it's-
think you are
but you
region
see-
D
see.
because region I don't know them all. I know region C is sorry you're not region D. I hope Soweto forgives me. Region D is Soweto. Region C is Rodiport going all the way to Aniju and all that way. Region F is starting from the CBD going all the way south. I will send up the whole map for that. But basically that is what it is.
So, but that's why I wanted to ask the question. So it was just to establish, because there's going to be confusion around the regions first of all, and how practical it is to have each region running its own federation, and then the second one is succession planning. How do you ensure that when you leave, the people who come back are going to be able to develop? And I know we are heading towards a break real soon, so you might not want to take too long on this one.
Okay, no, that's all good.
Always take a sip.
No, the issue of succession, remember that if you cultivate the interest in the people, that's how you ensure succession. But if amongst ourselves we lose the passion, if we don't have it as we are right now, then we have lost it. And to help that, what we have done as JBA is that we have introduced now, which you are going to see in this 2022 season, we are going to have a Masters League. The reason why we have done that is so that we do not lose the passion. We do not have people to say, now I can't run no more, now I can't do this, now are you sure that's where he's going?
What do you think about all that?
Let me tell you, very insightful. And for me, there are certain things that I would actually like to relay back to Tao after the break, especially where it comes to their hand in other regions. Let's say, for example, Ekurhuleni, for instance, do we have a hand as JBA in assisting administratively the likes of Ekurhuleni and regions like that in their developments?
Said after the break.
Absolutely.
And with that, it looks like I'm being told to go to break because I was about to ask some seriously education. Very educated.
Man, that was educational.
I will be right back. Right back with the last segment, but you know what? There's some seriously important things that we have to talk to Tao about. And before we get into our lifestyle and all of these cool things that everybody's probably can't wait to hear about this battle of the old school, let's go back to Tao. Tao, what are your challenges? And yes, you heard Juice, you heard his question. Can you help other people administratively? Do you even have the time to help others, or you still have to get your association in check, your association progressive, your association on top of the whole game? And what are the challenges? What is it that you need? What help do you need? What are the thought process around marketing, about making basketball even bigger and better and getting kids involved? I think every time we talk about GBL and GBA, we talk a lot about people like us playing, older people, but very little about the actual development of younger players playing. So I know I asked a whole lot of things, and Juice was.
You
also
did,
talking about
you
all
did.
that. So just summarize it up for us, because I think that's the real reason why you're here.
The first one, I'll go to it quickly so that we take it out of the way. As much as we are willing to help anyone else, it's the best way of us achieving that is to make sure that we have the Gauteng Basketball Association operational. Once it is running, then it will take care of all the others, because then in the GBA, all districts are represented. So that will take care of that. That's how we will be, because we don't also want to overstep our boundaries. We can only do that in our individual capacities and stuff, not as the association. And then now, coming to the issue of the kids, the juniors, right? Right now, our technical director was, our technical officer was actually updating me that he has already finished with the entire fixture for the season for the juniors. And the juniors, he actually knows that he has got so many days, so many game days, and we have the venues already set up. And
when
which
you say juniors, you're talking high school or primary school? Are you talking?
we're talking of we're talking of
under.
under 12, which is mixed gender, both girls and boys. And then from there we go to under 14. Now these are split up genders. So you have under 14, under 16, and under 18. So those are our juniors. No. We don't deal with schools. There is a school set up. Right, so we deal with the district, with clubs, with everyone else. Yes, it's open. So that's what we are doing in terms of development. Remember, we're talking about succession. So in terms of development, right, we're dealing with the juniors. We have got so many junior teams, but we still have a lot of work to do to make sure that we have got more girl teams, because the girl teams are still lagging behind in terms of numbers. Right. And then now, when you combine the issue of juniors and the issue of the masters, you see, we are now having the succession thing in place.
Well, the succession was more from an administrative point of view, because
All right.
it's all great having a plan.
Yes.
But if you get voted out, for argument's sake, or your term ends, who then comes in, and will they be aligned with your plan, and does that then continue? And that's always going to be an issue, because South African basketball doesn't have that at any way, form, or manner. I think we've only had that in Basketball South Africa, and I'm going to say that like this.
but also to enlighten you a bit on that, we have been looking at that challenge, and this is how we are doing. In JBA, we have spoken about restructuring our constitution and our structures as JBA. We are actually going to introduce commissions. Right now, we are operating as an exco and still running the league at the same time. Remember, the association has got many responsibilities, right? And because we started this way, right, we started as a league, basically. Then as we then started the league, then we got to know all the things that are mandated to us. Now, as we get to that and we are exploring this, now we have discovered the importance of having commissions. Because now when we have commissions, if we have a commission running the JBL, if we have a commission running the Masters, if we have a marketing commission, like you were talking about, then the executive committee can ask these commissions. And these people must be able to tell us their strategic plans. And while they are doing that, they are already in office to answer your question of succession, because this becomes like their training ground. By the time they prove what they're worth to the clubs, to the entire constituents, it's easier then now to know who to vote into office.
Here's something that I've experienced. Some things are very theoretical, and I'm hearing something that was tried at higher levels, where you have commissions, but they don't really work. And to a certain extent, it is possibly because the people who are in commissions are not necessarily experts in the field. What about looking at possibilities of partnering with private business that is good at doing what it is that they do? Because the simplicity of it all is that for as long as people are not seeing an immediate return, you can only do things for free for so long.
That's true.
And if you have a commercial reason why you are spending this much time, and I suppose in your position, you may be running this out of passion, but at some point you just run out of passion, and that's why people like yourself and
Hopefully
the previous
not.
guys and the future people will just come and go. So the point I'm making is I'm trying to see if we can find a way to try and get this thing sustainable.
Thank
by
you.
trying to get the private sector involved. Is it something that you consider?
Yes, I would definitely do that. And what I've actually been doing right now, I've been talking to some of the club owners, right, to look into those possibilities, but mainly because I believe in self-reliance. That type of self-reliance will then bring us to that sustainability that we need to achieve, right? For example, I want to come to a point where JBA actually has got its own companies. I want to come to a point, look at the whole lot of things that we do. We have got people who have gone to universities and colleges and done programs that are related to what we do. And then after that, they may go jobless. Why? What are we doing about that? Why don't we, as JBA, have so many farms? If we were to have farms, to have people doing some things, why do we not have a setup where, because as basketball players, they get sponsorship, right, to be in colleges. Why don't we come to a point where we actually end up owning colleges? But the only way we can do that is if we can partner with the private sector.
Let me get Juice involved in that. Juice. You saw Hennessy spend a lot of money in one event. The kind of money that will probably run a whole big national tournament. Why do you think Hennessy will only be interested in one event as opposed to being a part of something that can grow bigger than what it is?
Part of the conversations that I've been privy to in the past is, one, companies definitely do have basketball money and they are looking to spend that basketball money. And unfortunately, the administration has been the biggest challenge. I'm talking all the way to BNL, for example. However, with everything that now continues to happen, especially with the JBL, the growth thereof, it's become the most competitive league in the country, even
In the region,
in the
region, all over all the two countries. So 100%. So then it then means that how we then structure everything, and then this is where the education, the knowledge comes in, where now we come in to help in with that structuring of the league to make sure that when the league goes out there, we are the league, by the way, when the league goes out there to source those endorsements, it's packaged accordingly and properly enough and attractive enough to make sure that that corporate endorsement comes in.
I am burning because again, because you spoke about theory, right? And you're a marketing guy, Cabby. This is why you're here. This is why you're the face of the brick. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but what I'm getting at is you understand that ROI models have changed. Marketing the landscape has shifted entirely, and so it becomes a spend versus or what the impact is coming back or how this is going to directly affect our sales. You have to speak to the bottom line, and you know this is something that you do very well. So in order for a league to be impactful, you got to give them numbers and then got to maybe secure future customers. So you have to be very careful about when and how. That Hennessy event with the spill-off, you know what? It's aspirational, it's lifestyle, and you can see with the caliber of individuals, we always talk about educated basketball people, there'll probably be a couple of sales off of that. It won't be substantially enough to probably justify the spend, but it's lifestyle, and you can sell that event and it'll live online for however long. You have to do something very similar. You have to speak to brands in terms of sustainability. CSI budgets are something that we have that are there, and that's where basketball is possibly going to win. We have to do that.
And that is a very good point.
It is.
You will not be able to sell what basketball offers to marketing. You can sell it to CSI, which means what? You got to be compliant. You got to get the NPO documentation right. You got to have your minutes right. All those things that requires you to be able to apply for good money out there in order for you to be able to.
And not only that, thank you for that. We have been actually working on that. And even though I'm not a marketing person, now I understand a bit about it. It's not only about CSI, and it's not only about the NPO setup, because we are now a registered NPO. Which we correctly registered and stuff. As we have been doing research on the marketing, which has been quite a problematic office from day one, it's only now that it's kind of stabilizing. We did not realize why. But now we understand that when it comes to marketing, you must understand what you are looking for. is this company coming in for tax avoidance, not evasion, right? Is it coming in for?
Because the money's coming.
No. I mean the company that you are approaching, because they need to have a space for what they want.
That's
So
There's things
that's
that
the
can happen
CFO
within
like
the
basketball.
ambit of the
That's
law.
the most
Thank you.
important answer. To
Because-
There's things that can happen within the ambit of the law. But
Yes.
yeah, so as long as it's within the ambit of the law,
Yes.
it's acceptable.
So just one point that I wanted to make on that, all right? You have a company that wants to sponsor you for marketing itself. It's different from the ones that are doing it for tax, all right? Because,
But wait, let's understand, and maybe there's a conversation after the show,
all right,
that CSI money and 1% that of profits that companies must spend or whatever tax
yes,
can be, there's space for that.
yes,
So we can take this off the show and discuss the details.
Thank
of
you.
it. And talking about companies and talking about why companies must be involved. If you guys don't go to Shesha, you're not buying these shoes.
yes, yes, that's true.
Absolute. Shout
That's
out.
true.
Shout out. Shout
Yo,
out.
man.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Shesha.
Listen, say.
Oh,
good.
I know
Yeah.
there's a lot more we can talk about, but we got a little bit of time limit.
Oh, good, oh, good.
I mean, Juice, tell us what this battle is really about.
So the old school, huh? So you look at all the way from Georgetown,
Right.
NCAA, right? All the way to Duke University, NCAA, right? So you're talking big programs, big rivalries in the NBA, New York, right? You talk about Detroit. So there's a lot of X's and O's that you can mark along the way.
Yeah.
All the way through their careers. You know, unfortunately, with Grant Hill himself, his career was sort of cut short due to injury. But we know the impact
There
that
was
he
a
had in the
stranger in his
NBA. You
house.
know. Shout out to his wife. Shout out to his wife,
Look, I
Miss
should have put the
Tamir.
stranger in the house out here too. While I'm allowed to plug, you know what I'm saying?
You know, so it's a battle of the old school because of that. You know, New York City, Detroit, but all the way Georgetown. You know, Duke. That's that. That's that.
I just want to say visually, in terms of who wins this battle, you're wearing black and gold. I don't think it's by chance.
Like a yellow,
It's
like a
my
yellow,
it's
like
my
a yellow,
opinion
like a yellow.
that the naughty by nature Ewing's shoe.
Yeah.
It looks like this is my shoe after this.
So let me tell you, hip hop culture, street culture as well, you know, and you love the naughty by nature makeup as well of that, you
Do
know.
think you can play with this shoe though? Or this is
No.
Swag.
This is
There's absolutely no way that
Yeah.
it's just the same argument as the other ones, but this one here, that looks like suede. You know what I'm saying?
and let me tell you, if that's the same shoe that he played in when Scottie Pippen dunked on him, now we know why he couldn't get up high to block that shot. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You see,
So you know, it's all aesthetics.
but
you
but-
know?
and ain't no way, it ain't no way you playing with that ball. You see that
The dangling.
the little the key ring,
dangler.
ball, you know that tells you that you ain't gonna get on the court.
Yeah,
without that
you need to
thing.
be in a club.
One day you're at Zoo Lake.
Yeah.
Somebody shows up in these shoes, you know he comes.
You're
To-
taking
to-
them
to-
off.
to play?
You're gonna go
To
To play,
barefoot.
yeah, you gotta take
Like,
him
you
off.
know, he's got sweat.
Oh yeah. Oh well, yeah.
That's right.
He's heard of something. He's heard of something.
So I guess we agree. The playing shoe between the two.
Oh yeah. And let me tell you, I love the colorway with the Carolina, right?
Right.
And when I first saw this, my first thought was, wow, shout outs to Mrs. Tamir, you know, because as a girl dad myself, by the way,
Yeah.
I immediately saw my daughters rocking this.
Wow.
You know, not me, you know, bearded thug and all that,
And
but
you know-
my daughters, most def.
Do you know where you have to go to get those, huh?
Shesha and them?
That's right. We're talking to them to see if we can get like a little discount for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
crew and everybody who comes out here.
Please
Would
do.
be-
The viewers out there,
Yeah.
you never know.
Would be
You
absolutely
might just
dope.
Be getting this at like a nice little discount. So you gotta go out there, check out Shesha, check out all their ranges in store, online.
So I guess how much does that retail for?
This is 1,900.
That's 1.9, and I know that the Naughty by Nature is 2.5, and those feel like reasonable prices. I think.
Now,
Absolute.
Can you tell
Absolute.
us, you know, if they said you are leaving with one pair of shoe right now?
Obviously,
what are you getting?
I ain't a man of swag, so I'm going
Oh, you go with the
on
ladies.
top of the
I
hill.
thought you were going with the ladies.
No, I ain't, it's not about ladies. I
Sort of
Don't
like
do
the
no
Carolina
swag.
thing.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So you love that? That swagger for you?
Absolute. And by the way, the Grand Hill was the first shoe that I bought myself when I started working.
Wow.
But then it was the
Okay.
So when I started
So-
working
so-
in 2001,
That's
This is a
that's
shoe
some
that I bought.
nostalgia
So
right
you
there.
and Tao are going for the
We're
Grand
going
Hill.
on top of the hill. Not
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the,
yeah.
we're going on top of the hill.
And let me
Don't
tell
leave
you,
that part.
The reason why I chose these shoes and specifically Fila, I haven't seen Fila in basketball in a long time.
Yeah.
All we're seeing is brands that are coming back to basketball. So clearly there's something brewing in basketball. And who knows whether it's going to be Fila, Shesha, or brands that are within Shesha. It's really nice to see, you know, the brands that I grew up on.
Yeah.
coming back in this space.
Absolutely.
And you chose it because that matches your outfit. You
Yeah,
just be
I
honest
chose all
about
that.
Wow.
And it says naughty by
We
nature.
be out here telling the truth, one brick at a time.
One shoe at a time. Look at this, just to make sure and we know. 2 votes for the Fila,
Absolute.
2 votes for the black and yellow, black and gold.
Yes,
right.
BNQ.
Like a gold. Because you all are naughty by I mean, hey.
Oh, wow. I like that. I don't know why I didn't plug a Naughty by Nature song. Maybe you should feel me flow.
Look. Let me break it down like this. Look, this is how we shut it down. We got 2 votes for the Fila, 2 votes for the Naughty by Nature. Me and my main Q going for that. Tao, thank you very much for coming out, and I hope you enjoy your Fila if you go out and get it. And you and your
As long
daughter
as it's
Juice,
real, as
Absolute,
long as it's
absolute.
real, you know.
This is yet another episode of The Brick. We're signing out. We always be building basketball one brick at a time. And thanks to my man coming out, Tao. And next time we're just going to give you one of the shoes as soon as we get the sponsor going.
JBA
This
is
how we
real.
sign
JBA
out.
is real.
Yo, man, peace. Yo, man, Kevin, we'll see you next time.
Take